shit, we finally got him here. Robert Kelly is in the house. Good to see you, buddy.
What's up?
You,
Have never been on your show.
You finally have come in and done our show. We've talked about having you on Unmasked for years. You and Fez would talk, we're going to set up a date, and it never happens. Yeah. But it's great to have you come in.
Yeah, I've always been a fan. I've always been a want to be on the show, but I'm in a weird way shy with that thing, like that shit. I don't like to. I only want to come on when it's organic.
Right.
And he would talk to me, you should come on, you should do this. We were going to do one of the other...
Unmasked.
Unmasked, but I felt guilty about that, too. I was like, you did Patrice, and then me? What a fall off.
No, Jesus.
Believe me. I listened to it. I was like, this is amazing. And
well, the Patrice is, I am glad that we did the Patrice O'Neill one because at that point, everybody could see how smart he was.
Yeah.
And then we lost him not that much longer. So a lot of people now go back and listen to it, like young guys listen to it, almost from a historic point of view.
Yeah, that was a great episode. And it really did show his, not only was he funny, but he was more of a philosopher.
Right.
He would figure shit out and why.
Yeah.
But he'd do it in a millisecond. Like, he could have an opinion fucking like that. It takes me... Like, if news happens, it takes me 4 days to think about which side I'm on.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm just a flip-flopper. I never had a dad. I never had to do this. I didn't have any of that shit, so I don't know what side I'm on.
You never had a dad, and you are a father now.
I've had 10 dads, really.
Really? One after another?
Well, I've had, 3 real dads, and then 7, foster dads and counselors and... Fucking all kinds. Around 10 dads. But now I'm a dad,
Now you're a dad. How do you think that makes you take it more seriously than most people would take fatherhood?
Yeah. You don't want to... I'm not going to fuck up with him. You know what I mean? It makes me... it does make you a better person. I've done less shit. I mean, look, I feel like I'm finally unthawing. Like 2 years ago, I quit smoking to have a kid, and then my life fell apart because I gave up one of the only drugs left.
Right.
For the anxiety, because I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't have anything. I had sex for a while. I gave that up. Pretty much.
Right.
And then I had cigarettes and coffee. I gave that up, and then I got fat again. It was food. And then I just gave up sugar and grain and shit, so I lost weight, like 30 pounds. But I feel like I'm thawing out, like I'm finally... And then you look at this little kid, and you're like, what the fuck? It's the worst and the best thing running side by side.
Yeah.
It's literally because I have to wake up every day at 7:30, and I don't nap. I'm with this fucking kid, and we're doing shit all day, and then you go to bed. I'm tired at 11, so it's like this weird life that I'm living, but it's the best thing ever because it's crazy having a kid. I never wanted kids, though. I fucking hated kids. I hated people with kids. I didn't hate the kids. I hated people with kids because they're just fucking annoying to be friends with.
Right.
Because everything revolves around that. And everything. Can we bring the kid? Fuck yeah. Bring the kid, I guess.
Well, it's always shocking that other people don't love your kid and see your kid as special as you do. You know what I mean? You're like, look how great this kid is. And other people are like, it's like a kid.
Yeah, I thought the same way. I fuck kids. I mean, I liked them, but it was like, I felt bad for people with kids. Now it's the exact opposite. I feel bad for a couple that doesn't have a kid. Or don't get kids because it's fucking weird. It's just weird hanging out with this little dude that looks like you, kinda, and then the responsibility, you don't want to let him down. It's a weird thing. Like, you want to be a better, it sounds so fucking hokey. You just want to be a better person. Like, the shit you jerk off to is different.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like, I mean, believe me, I thought I was going to stop jerking off. I really did. I thought, oh my God, I'm done. I will not. And then 9 days into it, I'm in the shower, right next to one of his toys,
on a bath toy, right on a fucking bath toy. But you know what? I was actually thinking about this last night. This whole urge that we have to have kids is a strange one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you think to yourself, well, I want to have kids.
Yeah.
For what reason? Is it selfish that we want that experience of being around a kid? Or is it even something that we're not in control of? Do we just have them?
I think as a couple, if you get married, you should have a fucking kid.
It's odd, right?
Why would you just don't get married? Just stay a couple.
Right.
Why would you have to do this thing? You know, but if you get married and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this with you. I'm gonna try not to fuck anything else as best as I can for as long as I can. I think there's a certain thing where you should have a kid because that's your legacy. That's because when you die, you and her die, it's over. You don't exist. But now, my son, our legacy kind of goes on.
But that's kind of selfish, right? That's a weird thing.
Well, it's not selfish. I think it's I don't know. I think it's like, well, so me and her were married, and then we just die, and then that's it. We're gone. Like everything about us was gone. Our memories, our photos, how we were raised, what we've learned in our lives,
right.
All the opinions and thoughts and everything we put into him. And he did his own thing too. He's carrying that into his kids. And you kind of go on and it's like you can look back at my great-great-grandfather who fucking, lugged ice cubes upstairs. Mm-hmm. And you look at that like, holy shit, this guy had I got these photos and I learned all the shit about him and his wife and the way they lived. And you're like, wow.
You actually had an Iceman.
My
literally,
great-grandfather was an Iceman.
There's an old saying in my family that they would tease kids and say, you look like the Iceman. Because the joke was, you motherfuck somebody else.
Yeah.
So there was always this weird reputation that the Iceman did very well.
Yeah, that was that. When then they moved to the milkman in my generation.
Yeah, then went on the milkman.
Now it's the cable guy. You you look like the Time Warner cable guy.
There's always going to be one dude that can go into women's houses during the day. All right, Fez, you are not. You don't have. Do you feel like that you are dead? You're dead. That's not going to go on because.
Oh, absolutely. And I have.
Does that bother you?
It's starting to bother me more. It didn't bother me before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems so complete now. And my dad's brother, his older brother, who's still alive in his 80s, he constantly says the name dies with me. Because any of his kids had girls.
The name isn't dead, though.
Yeah, he feels like everything's over. He knows I'm not going to have kids.
But that name is Kelly. My version of Kelly is dead. If we didn't have this kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's even weird. A guy brought this up to me. When we die, he had another kid because he felt bad because when they die, that kid's gonna have nobody.
Right.
Like, no, you know what I mean? So he had another kid. I don't really believe in that shit. I'm excited to have an only child. I think it's better for him. I think being the only one is going to make him more creative, smarter.
Were you an only child, Shelby?
I got a younger brother.
Oh, I didn't know that. You're an only child, Chris.
Oh, yeah, only child.
Did you like it, or did you wish you had brothers and sisters?
Oh, I loved it. Because I knew my parents were broke growing up. I knew we were fucking shot. I had nightmares of, oh, my God, my mom's pregnant. There's going to be another kid here. How can we afford this?
I will tell you this. I can remember getting a little sister, and I was like 4, and thinking, this is fucking great. It really opens up things for me. I get a little bit of pressure off me because everyone would stop. There was so much, she was like a sickly kid, so there was so much attention on her that I could start to wander and do shit. And it felt terrific. It felt like my first adulthood move, You know
that I think 6 out of the 7 original astronauts, the best of the best, were only children.
This I didn't know. The Mercury guys, the original guys.
They found, that only children, they're smarter, or they're just smarter people.
Well, you're treated, I think, as an adult a little more, right? Like, it keeps you babyish if you have other kids to keep playing Santa Claus with, and you're fighting over, I don't know, fucking toys or whatever kids do. I don't know what kids do. Hicks, did you feel like you grew up fast as an only child?
Oh yeah, very much so. Yeah, and I never had the thought of having a brother or sister. And even today, I was like, well, that'd be fucking weird if I had a brother or sister. It's weird.
But your life was more like surviving than it was living. You know what I mean? Like you had an addict for a dad. Your mom had, was an enabler, which kind of made you an enabler. You probably hated her a little bit for.
Oh sure.
For
keeping him around,
like bringing him back in when he should have been gone.
Yeah, she would buy him beer and cigarettes and shit. Like, he doesn't have a job, lady. Come on, he can fucking work for it.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Your dad didn't have a job?
No.
His dad was like a New York street guy, like really, like old school 1970s.
So he had like a gimmick?
Yeah, he did. He did a thing. Yeah, he worked angles. He did this and that.
The petty criminal. He's definitely a lifelong petty criminal. Got arrested a bunch of times.
Stole watches and shit.
Oh yeah, he had jimmies, like the things to break open car doors. Like,
did he do 3-card Monte?
Oh yeah, I'm sure when he was a kid. Yeah, like the guy was just a fucking street hustler.
That's when homeless people were cool, with 3-card Monte.
Right.
Remember that back in New York?
Yeah.
There'd just be a crowd of people.
I saw one on this block during Christmas, right before Christmas.
This year?
Yeah, I swear to God, there was a dude with a fucking 3-card Monte thing, and there were just foreign tourists all around.
Were they still using the old cardboard table that they would make that they could grab and run with?
Collapsible.
It was always a black guy dealing surrounded by Asian guys. Asian guys would bet their fucking... Then you'd see another black guy come in and win, and the Asian guys are like, oh, look, they're winning. You're like, don't you know that's his partner, you fucking dummies?
No.
I actually followed the whole group because it was like there's a white chick, couple black guys, and then the black guy dealing. Then I followed them, and they all just met under a tree. It was in Boston.
Yeah,
they all met under a tree and hung out and split the money up. Yeah,
and that was just, and that to me, that's, I mean, so much better than hitting somebody over the head with a bag of fucking nickels and stealing their money. You know, like there's something really, like, you're getting a show out of it. There's a show in town. There's hustlers. People are getting the excitement and then the pain of loss. I think it brought a lot to New York City. I kind of feel sad that it's not there anymore.
I miss 3-card Monte. I think it should be legalized. I miss it a lot. I actually got caught. You ever do it? Or did you know about it from the beginning?
That it was a scam?
Yeah.
No, I grew up with Carney people, so we stay away from any game.
You grew up with Carney people?
Yeah.
No shit.
My grandparents were Carney, so I went out on the road and stuff when I was young. And they would be like, don't fucking walk any midway. You know what I mean? You look like a mark. Anything that would ever come up, it would always be like, you just marked. And it would be like an embarrassment. To enjoy games is an embarrassment for my family. You know? Like, to go and enjoy a carnival would be terrible to them.
Why, are all the games at a carnival rigged?
Well, they're rigged in the way that the same way the casino games are rigged, that, the odds are against you. They're vastly against you.
Okay, the 3 milk cans with the softball, is that rigged?
Yeah, everything works to the advantage of the game.
So even the darts in a balloon?
Everything.
How?
And some of it is rigged in a way, because they want to go in and bust it, so they're not as rigged as they used to be. Like sometimes, like when you shoot the basketball, the fucking rim isn't big enough for that basketball. You got to knock all the cans off that thing, so the level changes. So the bottles kind of want to stay
no shit
on it. Yeah, but the reality of it is even when you win, you're winning shit that's shit.
Right.
So you're like, I put in $10 and I won a fucking $2 dog.
Yeah.
And you're walking down like, this is great, but that dog is meant to fall apart within 5 people handling it.
I did that with I won a green guitar at the Jersey Shore. And my wife, the guy kept giving her extra tickets.
Right.
Like you could get the guitar with a certain amount of tickets, and he kept giving her extra ones. So I kept making her go back.
Right.
And flirt with this dude so I could get this green guitar. But it wound up costing me like $150. You could go to Guitar Center and get a nice brand new electric guitar for $150.
Yeah, and
this shit paper mache green guitar.
That's exactly it.
Then I had to walk with a green guitar for the rest of the fucking night. Like I was Bon Jovi. I was Bruce Springsteen, just going to do a gig. Fucking asshole.
Yeah, that's what my family would call a fucking mark, all right. The fucking slack-jawed rubes, here they come, all excited, fucking with their goddamn britches filled with money.
I almost got my wife to blow a guy for a shitty guitar.
And she would have got one. That's the beauty of it.
Robert Kelly is playing the Comedy Club on State. That's in Madison, Wisconsin, next weekend, February 6th through the 8th. And then the Atlanta Improv, February 13th through the 15th. And he has his podcast, You Know What, Dude, on riotcast.com.
Riotcast.com.
Yeah.
That's where it's all happening now.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, it is. We're, but there's a lot of networks out there right now.
Yeah.
So there's All Things Comedy, The Nerdist, Joe Rogan's Death Squad, and then they get the Cave Comedy. Everybody, even the comedy clubs now are coming up with
Everybody has these things. There's not enough hours in the day for everybody to listen for everything that's going out there.
Everybody had a podcast. Now everybody has a network.
Right.
But I mean, our network is just me and another guy, and we do everything. We pay for everything. Mm-hmm. We don't, we give most of the money back to the people who, if there's an ad, we take a little percentage, but they get most of it. And we handpick shows. We don't just throw 30, everybody who comes to us, we 1 or 2 shows a year because it's our money. We have to pay to redo the app, redo the website, redo all the shit. And so we really handpick each show that we like. And we make sure it's different too. We try not to have the same fucking show over and over. Like you go to some of these and it's the same. One dude will have 5 podcasts. It's like, how fucking different could it be? You know what I mean?
Yeah. One, he's talking about one topic, then he's talking about another topic.
Yeah, fucking.
Him on movies, him on food.
Yeah, just do one show. So we try to, we have, Florentine and we have Bailey J, Bailey J, and then we have Mandy Statmiller and Rich and Bonnie's show, which I love. So
I love their show too.
Yeah,
I think that the he said she said thing is the most traditional piece of comedy that you could have. It's like Lucille Ball, and we were never going to agree. Men and women.
There's nothing better than being a fly on the wall for one of their arguments,
right?
Because them together, he can be so fucking crazy stupid and hilarious, and then she'll attack him, and then they get into a fight, but there's always love somewhere involved, and then the little girl comes in and says something.
She's amazing,
which is hilarious. That's like one of the shows that we started. We went to them and said, we want you to do a show with you two because they're so good together. So that's like one of the shows we came up with them. So we like to do that, you know what I mean? And then we have Weird Medicine and all that shit. But I like the network because it helps everybody kind of get popular. Mm-hmm. You know, we're helping each other do this instead of just you being out there by yourself or a network that doesn't give a fuck.
That's always the rough thing about comedy anyway, right? You're out there by yourself, Oh,
it's the worst.
Have you had to deal with those patent trolls yet?
What's that?
The
Can we just talk about his lips for a second?
Yeah, his lips are amazing.
Big deal.
Yeah, there's something
They're great.
But you got gland problem, and I think that your lips are tied in with it. He's getting another gland cut out.
Yeah.
And aren't the lips tied in with a gland? Did they ever say?
I don't think so, but they could be now that I'm really thinking about it.
I think you're filled with lip pus. I mean, I think it looks great. You look great with it. You got those things going, but there's got to be like a health problem to
It's going
that.
to take hours to drain these things.
Yeah, I know.
It's more of a drainage than a surgery.
I'd love to do it on the air, though. I'd love to drain those.
It's only a 3-hour show, so spread it out a couple days.
All right, give us the patent troll. We interrupted you because we're concerned about the size of your lips.
Well, I think there's a lot of these little these people. I think it's even in Texas where they just take these minuscule.
What about your nuts? Are your balls really big too, or is it just the lips?
Yeah, compared to everything else, I mean, sure,
okay,
just,
all right.
Golf balls? What's going on?
It's not that his fucking. It's not that his dick is small. It's just that his balls are retaining some kind of weird gland pus.
Look, it's affecting my heart too. Just all the blood.
Is it really? Okay.
No, not
We're
really.
gonna fix it. We're gonna make sure it's okay. All right, patent troll.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, all these little pieces of technology, they take a patent out on it, that are just like is available to everybody. So then all these podcast people, they're like doing their thing. It's great, putting shit out for free, and then they contact them and they're being like sued for millions of dollars.
I've never heard about this.
Oh, we own all this like recording technology, like putting it out. When they're like, a lot of people are getting screwed out of money, even though they're not really making any.
But you can't say that you have a patent for something that no one's paying for, right?
It's like it's really weird.
If the thing was for sale for $25 and you took it for free, then I could see that you're stealing something. But if something's just out there for free, like me using Google couldn't come back later and say, hey, you searched using our engine. But the reason why I searched using that engine is because it's free.
Well, some people are making a little like bit of money off of it, so like they're now having to contact lawyers to like fight these like really small people. Like it's not like companies are taking out the patents. It's like
some
individual
dude says
people.
that he has the technology. He owns the patent for the technology to make a podcast.
Yeah, and it's like not even that big. Like,
Can you do
really
me a favor
small.
real quick? Can you just wet those? Just wet the lips, right? They're making me thirsty.
They
That
really
tongue's nice too.
Jeez.
Oh, the tongue
Well,
thing went too far. We're all just sitting around being fellas here, Fez. You turned it into something dirty and awful. We were just being guys here for a second.
I've heard about this. I've heard about this weird shit. I mean, just don't respond to the email. I mean, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
Call. They send emails out, and I think if you respond to them or you give it any attention at all, you're into it with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Almost like you could do that with a fucking fan that hates your show. Just get back and forth. But I think if you respond to them, just
So
don't
your
acknowledge them.
your legal advice is never respond to anybody.
Yeah, just
Cable
don't
bill.
Yes, fuck
jury
you.
duty.
Yes.
Yeah. If the cops are like with the lights behind you,
Yeah.
just slow down and keep going. Yeah.
I showed up for jury duty a couple years ago. It was the worst thing I've ever done. They kept me for, how long was it, a month?
A month,
grand
yeah.
jury?
Yeah, straight up month.
Horrible.
Wow.
Horrible.
Yeah, but can't you tell them that you're who you are?
It doesn't work with grand jury.
Really?
It works with regular jury because I would always say for years, I'm a shock jock. You know what I mean? I would just say shock jock.
Right.
And I say, talk about everything. But with this, it doesn't matter. And I say, I have to talk about things on the air. And they'll go, oh, yeah, well, you'll be arrested if you do. You know, why this is going on. But the grand jury doesn't matter because you're just really stamping. And you just see the ugliest, I had to do it in New York, the most horrible fucking things ever. And just be paraded out in front of you.
And you can't talk about it still.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I guess you can't give the specifics, but you have to find out what happens to kids. And it's fucking terrible. They make you look at it.
Really?
Yes. It's just god-awful.
Oh,
I think I'm fucking damaged from it, even still. Like, sometimes I'll just fucking wake up and I'll yell out, kids aren't safe. But then there's, oh, by the way, the amount of scams with ATM fucking machines, unbelievable. These Russians have things that they stick inside the ATM. You think you're putting your card in the ATM, but you're really sliding it through their thing, and they get all your information. You know about this, Chris?
Yeah, it's card readers. I think on like the Lower East Side, they were doing it for years, and it got like millions of dollars until they finally started figuring out what the hell they were doing. But yeah, they just attach something over the card reader, and it's actually their card reader, so they get all your information, your key, your password, everything.
But can't you wiggle it? Can you wiggle it off? Can you shake it and it will
You
come
don't
off?
even know it. You don't even know that you've put it in there. It just looks like the ATM to you.
Because I always, when I do an ATM down in the village, because I'll always shake where the card goes.
Yeah.
I shake it and try to rip it off. And if it, you know what I mean?
If it doesn't pop out of
If
there.
it doesn't pop out, I feel okay. I'm serious.
I think that you're onto something. Maybe, but most people are just not even paying attention.
I swear to God, I grab it and I shake it as hard as I can, because if that part comes off, that's not supposed to happen.
They take a fake ATM and put it over like an actual real ATM.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, how do you do that? You need like the fucking a magician. They're
these
out on
guys,
the street.
if they actually put their fucking stuff into like regular shit, they'd all be rich by now. This is how fucking brilliant they are. And then these Russians, they'll kill everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll just bounce back to Russia. It's not like they're going to be fucking.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like even their own guys will just disappear off the street. Like, you could lead them back to us. You're dead.
They'll just kill their own guys.
Yeah.
Also, the Albanians are pretty nuts too. They're right up there.
Is it really different, Albanians and Russians?
Technically.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate I hate the when you at the end too when you say I don't want to balance because you're on the street. Right. And then it always comes up. It says hit enter for it, and then it comes up, and I have to like hold my hand because I don't want younger comics to see my shitty balance. Right. And whatever fucking dream they had where I was in the business.
And then they're like, oh, you know shit, I mean? He's a headliner.
Yeah, he's a headliner. He's got fucking $750 in his checking. So...
I hate the sound it makes when it's giving you the cash. Because let's say you need a couple $100, and it's got that sound. And if it goes on for a while, someone standing next to you is going to hear that and know, hey, he's getting more than just $20 out of there.
So you always feel a little nervous on the streets?
Oh, absolutely.
What about when now that they let you go into the lobby? Like you use your card to go into your lobby. You feel safer there?
No, because especially this time of year, you get a lot of the homeless people that will go in.
And they enter it like an octagon.
Yeah, when someone else is like just coming through to use the ATM, and they'll camp out in there.
I hate that too because these fucking. I have no money. You know they don't hand out dollars. Don't come out of here. Yeah. You know it's 20s.
Right.
What do you have change? You're asking for fucking money. Are you going to break a 20, you fuck? Why are you standing in front of an ATM? I'm not giving you shit, you idiot. You're not getting a 20.
You'd never give out money to homeless people.
I've given out money, yeah. Patrice one day in Boston, because I used to give to homeless all the time because I thought it was some type of karma thing. I thought God was looking, and if I gave enough ones, and once in a while I give out a 5, and I thought it was my way of giving back to the world. And he came up to me one day, he goes, he walked up to the guy, he goes, give him his money back. And the guy was like, what? He goes, show him. And he goes, nah. He goes, show him. And he goes, fuck. He took out his pocket. He had a wad of 1s and 5s in his pocket.
He's holding more money than you.
He had fucking hundreds of fucking dollars more than me. And because you think, I mean, if you think about it, you get $1 off of a fucking, if you're doing that all day long, you're hitting 100 people. You're getting $50 a day. I mean, add that shit up at the end of the week, and you're drinking. You're drinking your lunch. You have Wild Irish Rose 3 times a day, maybe a donut. Mm-hmm. You're not really spending that much.
Plus, a lot of those guys with the right gimmicks, they actually make a living at it. They'll have a house. Yeah. You know what I mean, they're not homeless at all. I always say the same thing as I say I live here. I said, I'm not a tourist. Go fucking hit them, And again, I got that from the Carney because we used to say I'm with it when people tried to fucking call you in.
Right.
So don't waste your time. I'm fucking with the show. So I just tell these people I live here. You got to go over 2 fucking blocks. There's plenty of fucking rubes coming in from out of town. Take them. Take them for all they got.
Yeah, I don't give to homeless people anymore unless they do something fun. Unless they have a trick.
You got to have you got to put on a
funny sign. If they have a funny sign.
Not the same hack one, not like the fucking Negro pizza fun, though. I'm not talking the first time I saw that, I'm like, this is great. And I saw it again. Well, when Fez and I first got to fucking New York, and we came up from Florida, it's February.
Yeah.
We got probably an anniversary coming up here, but we're both wearing like fucking windbreakers, and it's freezing. And we're walking down the street, and the snow is hitting us. And we're doing this late show at WNEW, and this fucking black chick comes walking towards us through the snow. We see her, and she's naked and just wearing a fucking garbage bag.
Yeah.
And she's fucking staggering, and she's like, could you help me? And we're like, yes, we can fucking help you. And we're giving her money. And then we saw that girl for the next 4 years, every fucking night, in the garbage bag. We used to take the same train as her. She had a place that she used to change her clothes out of, and we'd get to know her and see her. And she was just, and what did we call her?
Glad bag.
Glad bag, we called her. She ended up having a fucking baby down on the tracks once.
Yeah.
I know, but the girl, would she lie down in the street with the bag?
Yeah.
Kind of curled up like she was sick?
Curled
no
up.
shoes on, it's freezing.
Yeah.
I know that one.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
She's
that's all a fucking scam?
Yeah, that's a work. Yeah.
So she's not sick?
Not only did we no, everything's fine. Not only, but we saw her change out, put on a tube top platforms, and she had a fucking 1970s boombox. It was just like heading home like Fred Flintstone. Like had a tough night.
Had a
Queens
very nice
Community College
jacket.
I had the guy in the wheelchair come up to me at the red light, and I gave him money, and then I seen him use his legs to wheel away.
Sure.
He didn't swing it. He just used his feet. And I went, you're using your fucking legs. He just went, and he laughed. I was like, fuck it. What are you going to do?
I'm sure there's someone homeless out there that probably does need our help, but I'm sorry.
I don't give homeless to white chicks either. Fuck off. I don't do it.
What about the little hippie ones that have a dog with them and their dog is sick? Because the dog is a great gimmick because people love animals. And they're like, I need water for my dog.
Yeah.
And you just see people,
No, go.
Let me help you.
I don't. A young fucking white chick, homeless. Go blow somebody. Go do something. Go. You could do something.
She could make something out of herself by blowing people.
She could fucking give a hand job for 100.
Those are also the same homeless people that have really nicely printed, intricate "Help me, I'm homeless" signs, where it looks like you could really have a career in graphic arts
It's from Kinko's.
if you were getting off the street.
Yeah, because she probably went to school for art, and then she did. Her and her boyfriend did the Appalachian Trail or something. Tried to fucking go from North Carolina to Maine, and then they broke up halfway through, and she's here just trying to make a little. Fuck her.
Yeah.
Fuck her. Go back to you. There's a Volvo somewhere in her family.
I like the dirty white girls with dreads, though. And what do they always push him, Mima? Those fucking girls, like free Momima or whatever that is.
Oh yeah, free Momina and they also.
He's a cop killer, right?
Yeah,
down in Philly.
Yeah.
So you'll see them, and they got like blonde, just dirty fucking hair, and you're like, she could blow me in the van, I think, for the right amount of. There's something about that damaged look that men can't help.
Yeah, I don't like him. I don't like white girls with dreads either. I'm not into dreads.
Well, like you could fix them though. It looks like you shave her fucking head. You feed her milk out of a little fucking dropper for a couple of years.
Put her in a cage.
Yeah. Finally, she's up to solid food, and you've done something with your life. Shelby, I'd like to see you put on a fucking wig and go out on the street with those lips.
I'd make a bank.
Yeah,
he'd make thousands the first day.
People bring up your lips to you all the time. You got the lips and the eyes.
Well, more so, I'd say, since I just moved to New York. I mean, I think people used to they'll probably think about it, but they wouldn't say anything.
In New York, people say it to you on the train.
Yeah.
People say something about your lips on the train.
Well, maybe you got fuckable lips.
Yeah.
Okay, can I fuck your mouth?
Nice.
Cock-sucking lips. I mean, just really put it all out there.
That's nice, though. That's a nice compliment.
Someone said that to you on the train, that you have cock-sucking lips?
Well, here, the train, restaurants, really everywhere.
Doesn't matter where you are.
It's a good waiter.
You can make money like on Valentine's Day if you just put red paint on your lips and just kiss cards.
That'd be nice.
Kissing booth.
You could just make the little lips, the perfect little lip
Dress up like fucking Cupid. We'll put you out on the fucking street. You're all dressed up. You got the little wings. You're wearing a diaper, whatever. And then you're just kissing cards as people come by.
You gotta start maintaining them now and make sure they're not chapped or anything.
Why did Cupid wear a diaper?
I don't know. I think he used to shit himself.
Incontinent.
Why the fuck did he have a diaper on?
I'm not exactly sure. I think he shit himself. Well, he's a baby, right? Isn't Cupid a baby?
Yeah, he's a baby angel. He's a cherub.
Give me
cherub?
Give me a picture of Cupid.
I thought Cupid was just like a miniature angel.
You think it was like a fucking midget?
Yeah, exactly.
I think, isn't it?
It's a rapper.
Cupid's a rapper? That's not him. Jesus, that's a different one.
Robert Kelly's here with us.
Yeah.
Madison, Wisconsin next weekend, the Comedy Club on State. Then for Valentine's Day in Atlanta that weekend at the Atlanta Improv.
Yeah. I had to cancel that gig last time. I scratched my cornea.
Is that right?
First gig I ever canceled because of getting, being sick or whatever.
How'd you scratch
20 years. I was fixing a sink when I was selling my apartment. The sink was fucked, so I just YouTubed it and I fucking was fixing it, and plastic and dirt fell into my eye.
Oh Jesus!
Ow.
And then I kind of did this to get it out, and I just scratched just shredded my
What you have
cornea.
done? Just like taking a shower and not even fucking touched it?
I should have left it.
Yeah.
I should have just left it and let them deal with it, but I felt bad.
The eye, I mean, just think, our eyes are out there all the time. You think a lot of shit would have happened to you by now.
I had an immaculate pucker removed last year. One day I just woke up and I couldn't read the cable box.
Oh, Jesus.
And I went in to Fromer, Dr. Fromer, who's like one of the best in New York. And he said I had a immaculate pucker on the back. It's a piece of like almost cellophane, and they can just go in and peel it off. And then you'll be able to see again. So I went in and did surgery, and they peeled it off. But he said there's a 20% chance if I peel this off, it will pull a hole in your eye. And then we have to put a balloon in your eye, and you have to lie on your face for 10 days.
Fuck.
Wow, it sounds like, like they forgot to take the price tag off your eye.
It's something like that. Right, exactly. But
they say nothing heals faster than an eye, though.
It's
Out of the whole
amazing.
body, the eye heals the fastest.
Yeah, and I ran into Brooke Shields while I was getting my surgery. We're in there.
You thought it was Brooke Shields. It could have been anyone with those fucking blue eyes.
I swear, you apparently haven't seen her Foster Grant ads. She has eye problems.
Oh, yeah.
No, she was. I was in the fucking garb, just a fat mess with my, with all the shit on.
Yeah.
it. And she was in the elevator with me. She's beautiful, so gorgeous. I could see her out of one eye, but
She was up here one day, right? For something, I forget.
Yeah.
Did she do our show, or we just saw her in the hall? She's very tall.
Yeah, she's really tall. I think we just saw her.
Now, this is how much the country has changed. That when she was a little girl, she would be naked in fucking movies, like when she was 11 or 12, and they would arrest everybody now. And back then it was art. It was Pretty Baby was the name of it. And then she was in a movie with George Burns, and for no apparent reason, she was naked in it. And
Really?
you're like, yeah. I can't think of the name. Look it up, Shelby. It was like one of the last things that Burns did. Maybe we can even find the video, and then they'll trace you down and arrest you for looking at it.
well, she was in Blue Lagoon. That she was naked
She was
too.
naked in
Topless.
Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, she
but
was
in Pretty Baby, she was like 9, and she played a hooker.
What the hell?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah, with Susan Sarandon. What was the name of this movie?
Just you and me, kid.
See if you can find that scene. There's no reason that she's naked in it. Or you're now worried that you'll be arrested.
Take the hit, Shelby.
And those fucking lips of yours will make you the queen of fucking... You know what? Don't even look it up, Shelby. A fucking lighter wolf. Here's Bill got a question for Robert Kelly. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, Robert Kelly, I think you're great, and I'm fucking driving through Medford right now. I was wondering the next time you're coming into town.
I'm coming back to Medford. I'm coming back in April at the Wilbur Theater.
Dude, Medford kid, you know where I am right now? I'm right near fucking Grossman's.
Yeah, I used to work there, dude.
I know, I'm bringing it up. That's why I'm heading over into Modern right now. I'm going to make a whole day out of it, maybe hit Kelly's.
Kelly's roast beef.
Fucking A.
All right, dude. Fucking swing by. Feed the seagulls down there.
You got it, kid. Later.
Later. It's so funny. I used to work at Grossman's Bargain Outlet.
What'd you do there?
I was I cut indoor outdoor carpet, sold I just fucking sold shit.
Yeah.
I told people where to go. But we used to play Army. We used to like build dart guns with the penny darts and the PVC piping, and we had the 2 fork trucks, and we'd like have 2 teams, and we'd fucking have guys rappel off the, we'd rip around corners. The thing would be tilting, almost tipping over, and we'd shoot like penny nails at each other. We were fucking sticking you too. Yeah, I used to sleep inside the carpet, take naps.
I used to sleep at work too. I built a fucking nest at one of the places I worked. I worked at a place that actually had tours, and I still took all these kids full boxes, built a fucking fort. They would look down on their tours and they couldn't see me, and I would go inside and had coats laid down. I would sleep. I fucking used to sleep at every job I ever had. Then I got to I worked in hotels, and I would actually just go in, check in, and go and lay in a room for 8 hours, and then fucking wake up and say, I got to get out of here.
I did the
Pay
same
me.
thing, dude. I used to sleep at I would find a spot in the Grossman's. All the insulation. I built like a little apartment.
Yeah.
Up, you'd have to go. You couldn't see it, but you'd have to go up, crawl in this little tunnel, and then there's this nice room that you could fucking really have a great nap. Like not even like an uncomfortable nap. Like it was almost better than my apartment where I was living. Like comfortability. Yeah.
That's the beauty. Like if I had to work 8 hours here, I'd still sleep. I'd find it. This is long enough that I don't feel like I need a nap having this job. But if I worked a real job like normal people, I would have to siesta. I would be a fucking Mexican in there. I don't believe in going that long working. And I don't know how people do it. I don't think people do it. I think most people do not give 8 hours of hard work.
I think when you first start a job, you're so excited to have the job that but you're really slowly just finding out what you can not do, like how far you can not work. It's like you work your ass off at the beginning, but then you slowly taper off to what you can't do, and then you find that spot where you can just go take a fucking nap. Like, this guy's not going to be around. And I used to nap at every job too. I'd find I used to work on a farm. I used to sleep in the cornfield.
Just go out in the middle of a cornfield and lay down.
I would tell them I'm going to go fucking work on the corn.
I want to go and do some corn work.
And I would just fucking sleep. I remember the chick who ran it was this big bull-dyke chick. Really nice lady, but just a monster of a fucking woman. And I woke up to her fucking angry foot tapping in front of me. And she grabbed me by the nape of the neck and went, you get the fuck out of it, because I was just crashed in the middle of a field and like at noon, just crashed in the corn. I used to sleep all the time.
God, that's actually, I think that I would do when I have insomnia, I should just fucking get a part-time job and just go there and sleep for a while.
On the car lot, we would have the station wagons out in the back of the lot. We sold station wagons at that point. And I would climb in the back of those, late afternoon nap.
Where'd you go? In the rumble seat, Grandpa?
Until one day when one of the salesmen decided to show one of the cars to a nice couple, and I was in the back of it.
Did you get fired?
I didn't get fired. He reported me to the manager, and I tried to make up this story of, hey, I was cleaning the floor mats.
Why does anybody report anybody to the manager?
Oh, I've never reported.
I've never reported anybody for anything. I might call him a dick, but why bring the fucking narcs into it?
People like being narcs, that's why. They want to, I guess, try to gain favor with the management. It's unbelievable.
I could see a dead body in here and not fucking tell on the other show. You know what I mean? I could walk in here, step over a fucking dead body and still not report it. I just don't feel like it's your place.
It's not our problem.
Yeah.
It was of a dead baby body.
Yeah, I can
Even
step
a
over
dead baby body.
A dead baby.
Like if you saw a foot hanging out of that trash
I would
can.
still feel like they did something. You know what I mean? That baby did something. Got caught up in a fucking mess that shouldn't have been.
What if it was almost dead?
Oh, if it was like just sighing quietly?
Yeah, it was just coughing.
I'd probably put a coat over
Gurgling.
You put a coat over it?
Yeah, I don't say anything.
For the show, and then after the show, it's dead. You wouldn't say
And then
anything?
later I'd be saying to the cops, where? In here? That's weird. That's odd. I just don't, you don't know what happens when you call other people in. How much you get fucking tied in with it.
Yeah.
There was, I remember once when I was a fucking kid, some money was missing out of this place, and they were going to give everybody a lie detector. And it was a day that I had off. And I was like, this is great. I'd never taken a lie detector.
When you were a kid?
Yeah, when I was like in my teens, right?
Right.
So I'm like, this is great. I've never taken a lie detector test. I'm coming in. I can't wait to be part of it. I fucking go through it. At the end, the guy's like, you know something. I don't think you fucking stole, but you know who did it. I start fucking ripping shit off me and fucking screaming, fuck you, fuck this place. And I guess you can't, that stuff is very expensive.
Yeah.
And you can't go tearing it, you know about it?
Oh, yeah, I've had to take one.
For what? Sleeping in the back of that fucking rumble seat?
Well, so
Rumble seat.
one of the guys I worked with was running a rental car service on his own.
Model Ts?
Using the inventory from the car lot. We all got asked about that.
Somebody was standing on the running board? Well, what kind of, did they ask you shit that it had nothing to do with the crime?
They were because
I got asked all kinds of personal shit.
They asked you if
when
you've
I did
seen
this.
It
would start out so basic, like they knew who they wanted, who they thought was doing it.
Pretty Boy Floyd?
No,
Who was it?
It was JC who I worked with. And
Jesus Christ?
Those just his initials.
How old are you?
He would steal.
How old are you?
He had a commandment against it. So they would ask you basic questions like, do you know
what we
JC?
Need, you know what we need to do with that mustache you got? We got to get you big furry chaps to walk around with. Because you would really look like a gunslinger then.
I would look like the deputy, I think.
Yeah.
Like, you get him a hat. I'd get a hat first.
Yeah, you ought to get a fucking
Before
hat,
chaps.
dude. You got to get a fucking
Get a cowboy hat?
You get spurs
yeah.
that jingle, jangle, jingle.
Yeah, like in the Big Lebowski, that type of hat. What did he wear? That's the mustache you have.
Oh, yeah.
What's that guy's name?
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nice big Sam Elliott hat.
Yeah, you are doing a Sam Elliott thing. I didn't even think of that.
What if, now when you eat, does that fit, what the, scared the shit out of me. Does that hit the foot, does the foot?
There's certain things I just can't eat anymore.
Pussy.
Ass.
Do you understand how fast everybody went to pussy? And there was a pause of who's going to say it.
Everyone's heads are smashing together.
Everybody went, who's going to do it? There was that 1 second. All right.
Yeah, soup is bad. The mustache just sucks up soup. Pizza is out.
Right.
Because it just becomes a sauce stash.
Do they have like any type of technology or gear that you can put on your face that will fold?
Scissors.
That's new.
They don't have anything. They haven't invented anything to fold
like
back.
a barrette.
Yeah,
I could wax it up and try to move it out of my lips way.
Like a hairnet for food.
That would be good if it just went over my nose to hold on to it.
There's got to be something, right?
Yeah. And then in the morning, it's like right now it's all straight down over my bottom lip.
Yeah.
In the morning, it's all over the place, and like a lot of it is up my nose.
All right, there's a picture of Fez up on the iBang. You see his mustache, and he's holding up a bag of his toenails. And you get and you took this a while ago, Fez, and you could still, although you're wearing the same shirt as you are today, but you could just see the massiveness. Like for something in that angle, your face even looks smaller, but your mustache looks bigger.
I never realize how big it looks until I see it in a photo.
Yeah.
How gigantic.
It's very big. It's very big, and it's darker on one side, which is, like one side is older than the other.
Yeah, that's...
Did you get hit in the face on the left side when you were a kid?
No, my face was burned, Bobby.
It does.
Were you?
Yes.
You were burned?
Sunburned.
Yes.
Sunburned.
Oh, sunburned? Were you burned?
Yeah, well, it was a very bad sunburn. I passed out in the sun in Florida.
Well, yeah.
And had my face fell to one side, and it got all sunburned and blistered over. And then I lost the pigment on
What do they
this side
call
of the
that,
face.
though, that you have?
Vitiligo.
You were on a celebrity vitiligo site one time.
There's it's out there. I didn't volunteer any information.
No, but here's the
you
thing.
You should be asked.
No, but it helps when little kids have. Now, normally vitiligo is like black people get it.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of white people with it, right?
No, not my dad had it on his hands. But yeah,
I've been listening to this show for so long. But to finally be a part of this fucking banter, to finally be a part of you two, and when you just keep going and you're just fucking just a sniper.
You didn't think you'd hear vitiligo.com today, did you?
I fucking love this. This makes me so happy to be a part of this. Go ahead. So you burnt your face.
Yeah, and then it blistered over. I lost the pigment on this side. So a lot of the hair that grows in on this side comes in pure white.
Right. Comes in what?
White.
Pure white?
Pure white.
Now, let's say your other side would be like salt and pepper.
Yeah.
So we'll catch up, right?
I hope so, eventually. I mean, but, when it happened, I had a pretty dark beard.
Yeah.
So those big white patches...
And you even had big white things on your face. You wore makeup for years.
Yeah, I tried to use a Dermablend, is what one of the dermatologists
But
recommended.
it looked like stage makeup. You used to wear very heavy pancakes.
It was really thick. And that was, like how I can't tell how big the mustache is?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell how bad my makeup looked.
Yeah.
You should be in those Wounded Warrior ads.
That's mean. But what would happen is I would have to do the whole face to try to blend it all in. And I would look like a silent screen movie star.
What?
Like Gomez Adams.
What? He wasn't a silent screen movie star.
But he still had that look. I was Paul Bear.
Like
That was in the
80s. Ever.
That was in the 80s, I think.
Yeah. I look like a silent movie star, like Henry Winkler.
I was trying to give several examples.
What was silent movies were when? In 1910?
Yeah, when Fez got out of high school.
Okay.
That was your high school days.
Why that mustache?
That was our prom theme.
Yeah, why are you
Talking.
doing that fucking mustache?
Why that one? Like, because you could do any type of mustache. Why that version?
Well, I wanted...
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young fan?
Sure. I wanted to see how big I could get it. And then I wanted to keep it for a year. and then I went past the year.
Yeah.
So I really can't stop until the next anniversary.
But here's the thing. Now, so many people know you from that. You'd be crazy to ever do it.
I actually get comments on the street about it.
What do they say? Hey, how's your dick sucking lips? Oh, wait, that's Shelby. If we could
Different comments.
We ought to do your mustache with Shelby's lips, and we'd be on top of the fucking world.
We would have almost the perfect face.
He has the exact opposite teeth for dick sucking. It's like the best lips for dick sucking and the worst teeth for dick sucking. Those things.
We got to grab a pair of pliers and yank them.
That's like putting a cake in a bear trap.
Actually, Shelby's has a 1930s look.
He does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that is like one of those silent movie stars that you're bringing up, like a Gomez Adams, a Henry Winkler.
He has the eyes too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has. He could back in the day. Out of this room, he would be the best looking guy.
Oh yeah, easily.
Right.
Even now, he's the best looking guy.
Yeah,
Who
what am
are
I
we
saying?
fucking kidding?
Yeah, that's true.
But we should go over to fucking Sardi's with you and keep walking along until we find out which one of those
That's
fuckers
great.
you look like. Because there is, like, if we put him in a little suit, there is some kind of like Jolson or one
Right.
of those guys. Eddie Cantor. Look up an Eddie Cantor right now. I think I just fucking nailed it.
I think you got it.
And
Young,
get his,
young Eddie Cantor.
yeah, we want young Eddie Cantor.
Yeah, not now. Oh my god! Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
Look at
there's that fucking kind of look.
Wow.
Now, see, in the room with us, Shelby's eyes pop out to us. His lips are gigantic. He's got, distinct features.
Four.
On the screen, it would play great.
Oh yeah, he would be great on TV. Yeah.
Yeah, in the 50s.
Yeah.
Not now.
Honey,
yeah.
I'm home.
No, not now.
Can I see your face directly on?
His dick.
And you've got Eddie Cantor's hair gel in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you need to do is gel it up a little bit.
All right.
Here's Shane's got a question for Mr. Robert Kelly.
Hey, Ronnie B, how you doing?
Good, man.
Hey, Bobby, man, you're one of my favorites, dude. I was wondering, man, the banner between you guys when y'all get together, O&A and Voss, you all say some of the funniest shit, and some of it's so subtle that you can kind of listen to it 2 or 3 times and pick something out that was just fucking hilarious that y'all kind of talked over. But you have me crying sometimes, man, when it comes to some of the stuff you talk about. Have you guys considered doing kind of like a touring live podcast? That'd be awesome.
No. I mean, I think we're gonna do with Riotcast. I did my podcast live a couple months ago. I had Davey Mack was on it.
Yeah.
We involved everybody from the network. Voss was on it. Bailey J was actually. We did a live show at the Village Underground. We're setting up a Rich Voss and Bonnie show in March live. So we're going to start doing these podcasts live, and hopefully we're going to do a Davey Mack one live from the Village Underground. But
Do you guys sell tickets to it, or
No.
you just open the doors?
no, we sell tickets cheap though. We don't make
Yeah.
it crazy, but it's on a Tuesday night. It's pretty cheap, but it's kind of cool to see. But everybody's headlining now. When we first started O&A, we were all kind of hanging out in the city a lot. We weren't headlining. We were all kind of middling or starting to headline, and we had our apartments were $500 a month. So we would be at the cellar every night together, and then we'd go in and do O&A together. But now everybody's kind of doing their thing, headline, and we don't really see each other that much,
You're back on Louis C.K.'s show this year, though?
I did, 3 episodes as his brother, It was, It was weird. It was great. It's a great show. It's the best gig ever. He calls you up on a Tuesday and says you want to come down Friday.
Is that right?
Yeah, and there's no makeup, there's no wardrobe. You show up with in your clothes, and then you just do the show.
You fucking killed on that the first year, too, when he had you in. I mean, that was, like, for me,
Right.
I don't want to say perfectly get what's so funny and unusual about you, but that was, like, so right there.
Yeah.
And it was really, really great. But I had no idea that you gave it so little preparation to go into.
Yeah, he just calls you up. You want to do this? And sometimes you get the script that day. Or the night before. But he's so good, though. He runs the show. And most television shows aren't that way. Most television shows are very confusing. And you need to show up ready to go. Because if you don't do your fucking part, there's a producer, there's a director. The director's different every week for each show.
Right.
And then there's all these other people. Then there's the other actors and stuff like that. But when there's one guy who's the editor, the director, the writer, he knows that's it. He can just go fucking, that's it, done. Like Dennis Leary, when I worked with him, same shit. He can literally stick his head out the room and go, hit the fucking button. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Right.
On another show, you're sitting there, and there's the writer coming up to you, the director's coming up to you, the producer's coming up to you, and there's all this other weird shit. But with Louis, he's right there. He's the motherfucker.
Right.
He's the guy directing it. He's the guy who wrote it. He's the guy starring. He picked you to be in it. He's the guy who said yes. You don't have to worry about anything because he already knows what you can do. And then when he helps you get there, and then once you do it that one time, he's like, look, that's it. You got it. We got it. So you don't, when he goes, it's done, you know he got what he wanted, because if he didn't, it's his show. His ass is on.
He'd still be doing it.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he seems to be doing all this without any sweat. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't look like he's stressing this. And maybe that's just because he's the way, he's been doing this long enough. But there's so many guys that you can see that show look like it's crushing them.
Yeah.
And he still makes it look as casual as it did the first season.
Well, he's not the regular comedian. He's not a regular guy.
Right.
He's not. I'm a fucking asshole from Boston.
Right.
That learned how to tell a good dick joke and is slowly becoming a good comic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Over the years, I'm finding my voice now. I'm starting to be able to be funny all the time, legitimately. He's another person. He's actually doing what his dream to direct stuff that he wrote. Yeah. So this is his thing. So, he I remember one time he was like, I got to do this and that, and I was complaining about. I was like, wow, that's crazy. He goes, no, it's my job. It's his fucking job. And you forget that in this business, that this is a fucking job.
It's a job to do, yeah.
Yeah, it's like writing jokes. That's my job. I forget that. I feel I just go on stage. I did this for pussy for so long. I did it for accolades for so long. Especially being, an addict. This is to get laughs is this fucking other drug that was legal that nobody knew I was doing. I could go and get laughs in the city, make money. So I was like, fuck it. And then when one day I realized, oh shit, this guy's funnier than me. These guys, like I looked at Patrice and Burr and Norton, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta step up my game. I gotta learn how to.
Well, the guys you came up with,
guys I came up with,
insane.
It's stupid.
You know what I mean? You came up with Patrice, Louis C.K., Dane Cook.
Yeah.
I mean, that fucking shit to be there.
Yeah.
Must have, and I guess it took a while to even recognize. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this fucking class is a lot better than most people.
It hit me when I saw them becoming better.
Yeah.
When I saw, Patrice has always been funny.
Yeah.
But when I saw him go to another level, even Norton, when I saw Norton go to a level, and everybody does it a different way too. I've never seen Patrice with a notepad in my life. Did he have ever had a fucking pen? I remember on Tough Crowd, I used to write notes, and he would grab them in between commercial breaks and rip them up. And he'd be like, "Be funny, stupid," and I'd be like, that was a good joke. You know what I mean? But, some people do. Everybody's little fucking process is different. But when I saw them becoming better, that's why I moved back from L.A. I was like, fuck this. Patrice actually said it to me. I was living in L.A. I booked some shitty pilot. I was waiting a year and a half just to get something else. I was going to stay in L.A. Everybody said, you got to be in L.A. if you want to make it, which I don't know what making it is. Mm-hmm. I thought it was becoming hugely successful and being famous and having millions of dollars and all that shit. So I'm sitting out there and I'm miserable. And he came to stay with me, and I made barbecue chicken. And he was like, you need to move back to New York and get out of L.A. I'm like, why? He goes, this is the best barbecue chicken I've ever had in my fucking life. He goes, I've never had barbecue chicken this good. You're a fucking cook. You're not a comedian. You're a fucking chef. L.A. made you into a great cook, and you need to leave. And I left a month later because I would watch him at a club, and I'm out there, and it was fucking awful. So it's that class coming up was stupid. It's really stupid. But Louis C.K. he's another thing. He writes a fucking new hour every year, and
technically he's got these technical fucking skills where he edits and shoots and understands lighting and
he owns his own lenses.
Yeah.
Like, he owns lenses for cameras. What the fuck is that?
Right. Just sitting around thinking about lenses
I didn't know
how it works.
I didn't know there was different lenses on TV shows. I thought it was one fucking camera for every Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, it looks like an independent film, though. I mean, that show that everyone says, oh, they do cheaper than anyone else, then you look at it and it looks fucking better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It looks like you're in a theater watching an independent film, and it moves like an independent film.
Yeah, like, he's on the set. Give me the 50. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I've never, you know what I mean? He knows all that shit, but he's, he'll give you a line read in a second, too. That's quite embarrassing. When you say a line wrong, and he's like, no, there's a question mark at the end of that, stupid. And you don't need to read the grammar, and you say it as a statement.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck? No, it's a question. I'm like, oh, sorry. But yeah, I love that show. That's a great show.
Robert Kelly, if you're in Madison, Wisconsin, he'll be there at the Comedy Club on State next weekend starting February 6th, and the Atlanta Improv on February 13th through the 15th at Robert Kelly on Twitter. And the podcast is, you know what, dude? YKWD podcast on riotcast.com.
See, that I think was a bad line reading.
That was a bad line reading.
I should
have just read the stage direction.
I'm like, what?
You know what, dude?
Yeah, we'd cut and do over on that one.
We're going to break. You can hang out, though, right?
I'm here, yeah.
Okay. Robert Kelly's going to be with us here today. We're bringing in Jerry Barker to talk a little football and gambling and bets. Are you excited for this Super Bowl, or you don't care one way or another about it?
I like the Super Bowl. I'm a big fan, but I could give a fuck, too.
All right, we'll talk about it when we get back.
I had no dad.
Ron Fez.
Ron and Fez on Raw Dog
Sirius XM.
Comedy Hits Channel 99.
The Ron and Fez show has the best callers in radio.
And they proved it once again by helping Ellen DeGeneres rename her new TV show about a lesbian couple. One Big Happy.
Keith, go ahead, buddy.
Buffy the Vagina Slayer.
Darren, North Carolina.
American Idol, more like American Strap-On.
Justin in Boston.
Scissor Bang Theory.
Trevor in Texas.
Muff Dynasty.
Bonnie in Tampa.
That's the way we became the Lady Munch.
GVAC.
Everyone loves pussy.
Andrew, Baltimore. What's the lesbian comedy called?
Going Down on Abby.
Jason in PA.
The Labia Diaries.
Brad in Colorado.
Two chicks and a confused kid.
Adam in Canada.
I Dream of Penis.
Bradley in Buffalo.
One big lappy, because they lick each other.
Jeff in Iowa.
Deadliest Snatch.
Kevin in Georgia.
Who wants to be a dildo wearer?
John in New Jersey.
Pink is the new snack.
Mike in Boston.
Diners, drive-ins, and muff dives.
Cigar Sid.
Laverne and Shirley.
The Ron and Fez Show, weekdays starting at noon Eastern.
On Raw Dog, Sirius XM Comedy Hits 99.
Ron and Fez on Raw Dog Sirius XM Comedy Hits Channel 99.
It's the Ron and Fez Show. Goddamn, we're happy Robert Kelly is here with us today. Now, Robert, that we're on this side, whenever you do O&A in the morning, I know you're coming into the city.
Yeah.
You're always invited just to come in here anytime you want.
All right, yeah.
Because I never wanted to, fucking steal their guests when we're all together.
Right.
But now there's people that, can't hear one side or hear the other side, so it all works out perfectly.
I'd love to. I love you guys.
But it's so great to have you step in.
Thanks, buddy. I've always wanted to. I'm glad we finally popped the cherry on this.
Jerry Barker is here needing a shave, which is a really good look for you.
Thank you.
And you are ready for your big bet. Explain how you got involved in this.
I heard Gino on the air yesterday saying things, yada, 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 Percy Harvin this, they haven't seen tape on it.
He somehow became a sports expert, not a comedian, but a football sports expert.
It was hard. It was hard to listen on the other side of it. got a chance to talk to him. We couldn't come up with a bet.
Yeah.
You know, the nails were thrown out there.
Yeah.
Gino Bisconte?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, right? You know what I'm saying?
I know him.
Yeah, see? Exactly.
He bullied Barca into a bet, and then they went through 10 different things.
No hair, no tats, no...
No, you were the one who said no to the no hair bet.
I did. On second thought, I could probably pull off the no hair bet. I'd be okay with that, but we're on the nails. We're on the nails. What's better for the listeners? What's better for the entertainment?
Nobody wants to see this. Nobody cares about this nail thing. Everyone's a loser in this. Do you feel strongly, though, that you're on the right side of the bet?
I do. I do feel strongly. I think that the Seattle team we've seen in recent weeks is... versus this Denver team. I mean, Denver pretty much shut down the Patriots and Tom Brady, which, while they're not the Patriots of old, they were a formidable offense this year.
Let's not get fucking carried away.
I'm sorry. I forgot.
They didn't have anybody. One guy murdered somebody. The other guy, Gronkowski's hurt. I mean, we know you guys had Wes Welker. We had nobody. We had Tom Brady, who was sick, by the way. And then
he had the flu.
Yeah, you had the flu, and you got Belichick. You got a coach and a quarterback that had the flu. So don't...
I think Belichick's...
Don't say that fucking...
I think Belichick's going with Denver on this, though. I think he said it's all on Peyton.
Yeah, I think Peyton will be unstoppable. I think the Denver defense gets completely dismissed in all this talk with the Legion of Boom and the straight out of Stanford cornerback, and which they're a very good defense. But
I think we're going to tell early on, though, in this game.
Yeah.
I think first quarter, one team is going to look like they're ready and the other team isn't. I don't think it's going to be as close. And it could go either way. This is a game I wouldn't even bet on, let alone put fucking toenails. Creepy, sleazy.
You have Denver?
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, yeah, you're not going to eat toenails.
So you feel strong as Denver?
Yeah, Denver's going to win.
Yeah.
But you think, so Gino is going to have to eat toenails. Gurgles?
I don't think you should gargle. That's like a choking hazard. But at least swoosh them around.
Yeah, swoosh. You just got to you swoosh.
Like this is
you rinse. Like think of it as a rinse. Like you're with in the dentist office. You give it a rinse.
Yeah.
You hold it for 3 seconds. You hear the go off, and boom, you spit, and you're off the. No, they don't look bad. Fez, do you have them with you?
Yeah, I have my toenail jar.
All right, good.
It looks like the bottom of a chip bag when you ate all the chips.
You can see them on the iBang.
Oh, you have them here?
I've transferred them into my toenail jar.
Is this where you keep them at home?
Yeah.
Well, that's cute. It has a toe on it. It has all the little
it's
toes.
It's nice, isn't it? It's really cute.
Did someone paint that for you?
And then,
it was a gift.
Fez's magic toenail jars. There they are. They go into your mouth. Fez, there's some that looks like they're missing. What, are you coughing from a sealed jar?
It looks like chips. It looks like the bottom of like a Pringles jar.
Yeah, well, they are. Yeah, they're very brittle at this point. They've been off my body for a while.
There's a really dark one.
Now,
I saw that.
That's a bloody one.
Yeah, it was your idea to come up with having a liquid, but we decided you're probably going to get more stuff soaked out of that and into your gums.
Oh, what do you...
Is it a bad smell?
Yeah, it's not a good... this is a very bad thing that you're doing.
You could end up with hoof-to-mouth disease. That's how you get it.
I have feet, not hooves.
But, those things look like little hooves.
There could be some fungus. I mean, I won't deny that.
There's a couple black ones in there from when you didn't clean your toenails.
Yeah. They
what
got kind of
walking around on
He
tar?
said that was blood. No, I think the blood one's got to be pulled.
Why? That's part of the bet.
I've never been with anybody. My blood is pure.
I think we do have to sanitize. Maybe a little soak quick in alcohol of some sort.
What?
Oh, yeah, because you go into a museum and do that to someone's art collection.
In other words, he doesn't want you to destroy what you fucking have there.
Or
but you're going to be worse off if you put Clorox in your mouth.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to sanitize like that.
Little Tito's or something like that first. Then you throw the vitamin water, boom, 1, 2, 3, you're out.
Why don't you do a Tito shot, and then you'll be fucking safe?
I don't know, but I think you got to be prepared. Whoever loses has to be prepared with Listerine or something right after.
Throw them in
business.
Mouthwash. Put the shot glass.
Yeah.
And then put the toenails in the shot glass. Let it sit for a second, and then you swoosh it around. But here's the thing: you spit the toenails back out, but you have to swallow the...
No.
There's some going down anyway.
Oh, yeah.
There's some going down. You're not going to get out of it.
There are too many. Some of them are little. They've broken off. You're going to get a piece of nail down your throat.
Do you think it's going to be an enjoyable Super Bowl with you with this hanging over your head?
I don't think so.
Does this add to the excitement or to the pain?
No, the pain.
Are you married?
Absolutely. I'm married. I got 4 kids.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's going to be a YouTube
Two of the kids don't
thing.
look like you, though. I know.
Yeah.
Two of the kids, I think, are somebody else's.
Look like
I'd say the
Iceman.
Iceman. Hey! Good callback joke. We're the callback twins. Where are you putting the Super Bowl, though, in terms of entertainment? Is it going to be a good one?
I don't know. I kind of, and this is purely on a feeling, no logic, which is a lot of the analysis that happens this week.
It's 89% of the analysis.
Yeah. I think we're up for a non-competitive game. Like, we've been treated to so many good games.
I feel the same way. We're going to put something up on the iBank, too, that might be fun to do, to go back and find. Well, Chris, you put this together, right?
Yeah, this is my rank 'em, yeah. It's the best teams to lose the Super Bowl.
Now, those are teams that had to get to the Super Bowl first? Like, did the Minnesota Vikings of, like, what was that, 98 or whatever? Remember that team that went 15-1?
Yeah.
And then lost on their way to the Super Bowl?
Lost in the NFC Championship game.
No dice.
All right, let just give us the teams that you have. I'll let you... I won't go out of my way now to find teams that didn't make the list. I'm not going to be that fucking guy. But I really do think that Minnesota team was pretty spectacular.
I thought about putting them on, but then I remember they got knocked down in the championship game.
They got knocked out by the Falcons, and then the Falcons went and ate ass in that Super Bowl, remember?
Yeah.
They were one of those teams that just didn't show up. All right, so what do you got, Chris?
All right. The 2009 Indianapolis Colts. They lost to the Saints 31-17. 2007 New England Patriots lose to the Giants 17-14, an undefeated Patriot team.
That's got to be number one.
The 2001 St. Louis Rams lose to the Patriots 20-17.
That was considered the biggest upset ever, but then when they found out that Brady was a superstar, we've dropped it as an upset. But at the time, everyone was staring. No one could see that Rams team losing. And I don't even think we knew who Brady was. He only played, what, half the season?
Bledsoe was supposed to come back. He was healthy.
Yeah.
He was going to come back for that. He came back. Didn't he come back for one game?
He played a playoff game against the Steelers. I think that was the conference championship because Brady was hurt.
Yeah.
And there was the thought, but Belichick was pretty...
No, he won the game, and he won it. Oh, my God. He was great, too, but then Belichick is so smart, he put Brady back.
Yeah, that's exactly
But remember, people were stunned that year. Yeah. Like, there's no way the Rams can lose this. And now we've forgotten that because we're like, oh, Brady and Belichick, they're fucking great. But at the time, nobody saw that
The greatest show on turf.
Yeah, the greatest show on turf was unstoppable for a couple years.
Of course, Spygate later, the Rams feel that there might have been some of that going on.
You know what? So what? You know what they're fucking doing.
Other teams don't cheat.
No.
It's cheating?
How's cheating and scouting different? Tell me. Explain to me how cheating and scouting is different.
There is the paranoia in the NFL, and I think when Spygate actually came out, finally, it fed more into the paranoia.
But tell me the difference between scouting and cheating. What are you doing?
Scouting, where you're filming practice, is a lot different to know exactly how a team's going to approach things or what they might do in the 2-minute or what they're going to do situationally on a third down.
You got fucking Google Earth now. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I know.
Google Earth.
I think that's how the Patriots did it. They
Google
said.
Earth is live?
I think so. Is it? I think it.
You could record it.
I don't know. Something's happening there. All right, what else you got, Chris? You're taking forever to play this game.
Next, 1990 Buffalo Bills lost to the Giants 20-19.
Fuck them.
I agree with that one. I thought those Bills teams should have won one Super Bowl.
What was it, 3, right?
Yeah, they were.
4?
Yeah, 4 in a row. 4 years, 4 losses.
Yeah.
4 years, 4 losses. And what are you picking? The one that lost to the Giants?
Yeah, 2019.
They should have their team taken away if that happens. 4 Super Bowls.
Well, they had
4
their
years.
economy taken away, so that's bad enough in Buffalo. I mean, those people, you almost have to feel sorry for them.
Absolutely.
They're like rape victims after what they went through. It's terrible.
The 88 Bengals losing to the San Francisco 49ers 20-16.
Well, you know.
No, I mean, what, the Icky Shuffle and...
That was Boomer, right? Boomer was the MVP here?
MVP,
And they were leading most of that Super Bowl.
Now, imagine that if Boomer wins that, he doesn't probably have to run around as hard as he does now, working 18 different shows.
You're probably right.
You know, there's something about him that he just needs. He needs.
The 84 Dolphins losing to San Francisco 38-16.
Oh, with Marino.
Yeah, Marino's ridiculous season.
All right, I easily put the Patriots as my number one.
that
Yeah, I mean, you're
shot
an
at being
undefeated
yeah.
fucking team. There were times in that season that no one would have beat. And let's face it, if they play the Giants 100 times, how many times did Patriots
they
win?
beat the Giants in Giant Stadium
Yeah.
when the Giants really were going for it. Remember that game?
Yeah, the last game of the season.
Simulcast all over the place.
Yeah.
It was terrible. That's when I stopped watching ESPN, that game.
Yeah.
You're just done with it?
I stopped watching ESPN. I haven't watched ESPN since that whole build-up. I haven't watched it since because of that fucking just, oh my God, wow. They're going to do, and they didn't do it, and the sadness.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine that that's your team that goes undefeated and you watch them be humiliated. And I hate to say by a retarded quarterback, but I don't know what else to say. Special needs quarterback. That I just saw him the other day and he's talking stupid. He's got 2 fucking rings. And they had him on TV and he seemed like he was just like he should have a balloon in his hand. It's amazing.
He's fooling everybody.
He is physically awful.
There's something wrong with that.
That Super Bowl, I mean, that one play of him where he should have been sacked twice.
He got out of that.
And so that miracle had to happen behind the line of scrimmage, and then David Tyree, special teamer from Montclair, New Jersey, that you've never heard of.
God helped him with that one. If you read his book,
that's proof for the existence of God.
God helped him with that one. That's what he said.
Stick him on his helmet. Chris and Fez, did you get this thing we got from Michelle?
Let me check it.
Yeah, check during the show so you can write back stuff. All right, so does anyone disagree that the Patriots were the best team not to win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, they're bad, but I would think the Bills would be second on that list. Those Bills teams were great. Totally changes the history of that organization if they win one of those games.
But let's say this. Something's got to come down where you're 0-4, you're not as fucking great. You know what I mean? Like, you can't choke 4 fucking times. Maybe you're just not that good.
At least in those games, you're not, for sure.
I mean, that's what it comes down to.
4 Super Bowls, and they didn't win one. It's crazy.
It is. Gave one to the NFC East, except the Eagles.
Didn't they get progressively worse?
Oh yeah, it was.
The third one was the blowout.
And let me ask Bobby this in terms of comedy: can you be a great comedian, but when it's time to shoot your HBO 1-hour live special, you eat it
4 times?
4 times.
Yeah.
At that point, you got to say there's pressure. You know what I mean? If you can't be considered one of the greats if you can't handle the pressure of the big fucking day.
Yeah.
You know, that's why. That's why these guys are really unbelievable, because they throw away the rest of their life. They take the slings and arrows of these assholes who follow them around asking terrible questions, and they perform. The Bills never once did it. You got nothing to compare them to. There's nothing in history that bad.
With any other team.
Nothing.
In any other sport.
In any other sport. Nothing. Nowhere.
You're right. But I still, as a team, I'm gonna say they were great teams during.
And they actually got worse and worse as the Super Bowl. The first one they were close, and after that it was worse. And then finally they were just laying down, being destroyed the last couple of years.
Yeah. It's amazing because in '93 they had a comeback. Or '92, they came back against the Oilers, that huge comeback with a backup quarterback.
Yeah, I remember that fucking game. Yeah.
So
it was the worst thing that ever happened to them.
Leading up to it, they were such an amazing team. They took from the Bengals, that Bengals team with Boomer, to run that hurry-up offense. I mean, systematically, and then Marv Levy and Jim Kelly and company just didn't get it done.
What was the one where they lost with a trick play? Wasn't that one of the Super Bowls they lost with some lateral or some shit? Or am I out of my mind?
I think you're thinking of the Memphis Miracle when they lost
Music
the
City Miracle?
Music City Miracle.
Yeah.
But that was later.
Oh, okay.
That was they were kind of on the decline at that point.
Fez, who would you put as your number 2 under the Patriots?
As
if you do agree with the Patriots.
I do agree with the Patriots. My number 2, I'm torn between a couple, but I'm going to say that second Peyton Manning Super Bowl against the Saints.
You thought they were that great?
I thought you weren't going to get Peyton, well, other than this year, any better than he already was. He was driving, and everybody watching that Super Bowl said, oh, here comes Peyton. He's going to do what he does, and he's going to win this thing.
I didn't.
And ended up throwing the pick.
I didn't think they were going to win that.
I don't even think that team is as good as when they did win. I mean, they don't even have Marvin Harrison on.
I don't even think they were as good as some of the teams that didn't go that they had. They had some fucking great teams that didn't make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but you think Peyton Manning, he has 1 Super Bowl ring.
That's stunning.
That's crazy.
It's stunning.
Out of the years, he should have at least 2. Lose 2 or 3. His brother, his retarded brother has 2. And because of us.
Because of
and
Brady.
One is a fix, and the second one was a fix too. I mean, they were both just lucky games.
It was really, if you think about it, that this is the big fucking problem, is Eli Manning is the person who keeps him from having 5 rings right now, of being the greatest quarterback.
Could you imagine
of all time? We wouldn't even debate it. If he even wins the first game, we're not going to go, what about Joe Montana? Never would it come up.
You're right.
It would be over Tom Brady, far and away the best quarterback who ever lived. Now, because of those 2 games, he's probably not even second or third. He's probably top 5. I mean, people are still sitting around saying Peyton.
Well, and if Peyton wins, now he'll have 2. Brady will have 3, but Peyton will have the entire record book just because he's a machine.
Well, Brady has a record book too, though. He has a lot of records. Correct?
Brady's great. I like Brady a lot.
Guess what? I got news for you. I still don't give it to Peyton over Brady. When they matched up against each other, is what you really got to go against there. And fucking Brady's got more right now.
Yeah.
How do you feel being Peyton and then knowing that Eli has a ring over you? You know, growing up, he was the one where we'd be like, Ma, I'll go talk to him. Like, will you go talk to Eli, please?
Something's bothering him. Something's bothering him. But now the thing that's really weird is Peyton knows it and Eli doesn't. Eli's not even sure how many rings he has. He doesn't fucking know what they were for.
Thinks they're candy.
Yeah, and he'll hold his ring out and said, look, I'm a good speller. Everybody has to say, yeah, but that's not all of it. A lot of it has to do with you being a quarterback, too. And you know what I mean?
One of his teams, weren't the Giants 9-7 one year during the regular season?
I think both of them were 9-7 years.
They were the 6th seed.
Brothers, helmet game hurts.
Is that what he calls it? Helmet game?
Helmet game hurts.
Yeah.
But the thing with that,
if I was Peyton, I'd go fuck his wife. That was the only thing that would finally calm me down. It was the only thing. All right, here's Hard Rock Johnny. Johnny, go ahead, buddy. How you doing?
Good, boys. How are you?
Good.
I mean, you obviously know who my first and second team are going to be just because of who they played.
Go ahead. Give it to us.
Patriots are definitely the best team to lose. I mean, and, even if I'm not a Giants fan, they have to be.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm. And then the Buffalo Bills, that was a great team, and it was wide right and call it a day. It's all they could, it's all.
All right, who else we got besides the Bills before we move them up? Because they were the best team of the 90s in terms of winning percentage and all that kind of shit.
Yeah. Those Rams could be there, the 2001 Rams.
What if you guys seems to be sleeping on the Colts, the 68 Colts? Because, I know it's
68 Colts.
68 Colts.
Yeah, they were one of the fucking greatest teams ever. They were a 17.5-point fucking favorite. And then lose...
Because nobody believed in the AFL. They were a less athletic team than, Unitas was past his prime. Earl Morrall wasn't getting the job done.
The fact that you're rewriting history is a fucking joke. You could only take it as it happened at the time. It was the biggest. It was Cassius Clay beating Sonny Liston. You could go back years later and act like, oh yeah, Liston was partying, but no one saw that coming. No one saw the Colts losing this game.
No, it's still, I would think if you had to rank the biggest upsets in sports history, it has to be in the top 2 or 3.
Well, that's an upset. The best team to lose the Super Bowl, though. That's definitely one of the biggest upsets ever.
I'm saying in addition to that, but I think that's maybe where that gets lost.
I'm seriously hoping you gargle nails now. You're a fucking attitude.
I'm your guy. I'm the home team. I lived on the home team.
But you know what? I'm going to still be rooting against you a little bit and my own bet. Because of what you just did
breaks
here.
my heart.
Well, you're fucking bringing down the legend of Joe Willie Namath.
I'm not bringing down the legend.
Shameful. What other teams are in there, Big Lips? Good. What do you got?
Who's left? Wait,
do you think he wasn't talking to you?
Who, me?
Oh, these?
Yeah. Oh, these?
We'll still have the 1988 Bengals, too. And I like the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins in 1984 with Dan Marino. I mean, that was the year that he just...
Yeah, Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl.
Hard to believe.
That's crazy. He should definitely be up there.
Dan Marino was certainly the hardest fucking thrower I've ever seen in my life. I mean, that guy could throw through a fucking brick wall. And I remember when that was over, they did like a Coke commercial or something where they were, like, him and Montana were going for a Coke, and he said something like, well, I'll see you next year. And I was like, yeah, I can't fucking wait. This is going to go back and forth between, you know, Marino and Montana. Who's going to be... And now, nothing for fucking Dan Marino. Guy threw a fucking football like a baseball.
And he doesn't even have the records to sit on, like he, you know,
You
to
can't keep
enjoy.
it. You can't. These Peyton records won't stay either. They don't mean anything because the game changes so much. The only thing that means something is how many championships you have. That's the only thing they can't take away from you. They can take everything else away.
But isn't that kind of... I'm almost getting... That's almost shameful now, I'm starting to think. I know the championships and the rings count, but we only count it at the quarterback position. And especially when you look at Tom Brady,
no, I agree.
Because he's lost twice there, it somehow makes him less. I think it's complete... idiot thinking to think that Manning's legacy is based on what he did this postseason. He's been awesome.
Are we going to have quarterbacks and teams like we did with San Fran and Dallas where they're going to win 4 or 5 rings? Does that?
No, I think that's done.
That's done.
I don't even know if we're going to have a team of the decade.
So that's why for Brady to do it in the last 10 years, for him to have 3 rings and almost should have had 5 is fucking ridiculous.
Like, look at the Ravens. So many players left the team. Like, Anquan Bolden went to the team that they played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the Raiders weren't going to... I mean, the Ravens weren't even going to have a chance to come back and defend this. But even look at the fucking Niners. That's a great team. They're 2 passes away from A, winning one Super Bowl, and B, going into another. 2 kind of, in my opinion, young quarterback freak-out plays, you know. That's a fucking great team. You don't know if Denver's going to be around again next year.
You don't even know if Manning's going to play next year. So if he doesn't, where does that team go?
Down. If he doesn't, they definitely won't be around.
Unless they bring Tebow back. You know, Tebow's always ready. He's always ready to come in.
He's willing.
And he believes. The thing is, he believes and he believes in himself.
By the way, Al Dukes is in the news today for grilling Seinfeld about why they were all up in that diner. And supposedly it's not a Super Bowl. So, Chris, you were wrong about that being a Super Bowl ad.
I thought I was a lock.
No.
I'm just a fucking moron.
You were wrong again. Chris, since this is your list, why don't you give it to us top to bottom?
All right, top to bottom. Number 1, New England Patriots. They have to be number 1. Number 2, the greatest show on turf. Number 3,
I can live with that.
1984 Miami Dolphins.
Oof.
Oh, please.
I don't think so.
Number 4, the Indianapolis Colts.
No, forget it. Your
Number
list
5,
sucks.
the Baltimore Colts.
Seriously, your list is so fucking terrible.
Name more than 4 players on the Dolphins team. More than 3 on that Dolphins 84 team.
I couldn't name you more fucking 3 guys playing on Seattle right now. There's a bunch of bodies slamming into each other. It doesn't mean I'm not an expert.
Fucking stats. I hate that one.
Seriously, I hope this is going to be
Notre
a fun
Dame
game.
player in the NFL right now.
You think Wilson's going to fall apart?
I don't think Wilson will fall apart, but I don't think the game can be put in his hands. I think he's a great young quarterback, but I don't think you can put the game in his hands. I think they'll need Marshawn Lynch to be really effective early to send that sort of momentum message, and it's going to be how the Broncos defense responds.
Do you think not having the 12th man on the field is going to hurt the Seahawks?
I think...
And shouldn't that be 12th men?
Yeah.
Boo. Fucking I hate it.
We're so loud.
We're so loud.
And by the way, I hear they mic'd that fucking stadium.
They do.
That's fucking cheating.
Yeah, it's cheating. Yeah, and then they brag we set noise records.
It's Seattle.
Yeah, with a fucking
It's
360.
technology. They're being innovative.
Through speakers, you set a noise record.
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit.
Guys, you got to do a library.
Oh, yeah, the Enjoy cigarettes, the e-cigarettes from Enjoy. These are the best electronic cigarettes out there because they're the most like a real cigarette.
You can enjoy them.
Yes, they have a paper feel to them. You get the vapor, no smoke, no ash. It's everything you want in an e-cigarette, plus the nice feel of a real cigarette. That's what happens with Enjoy.
Chris actually had somebody try to stop him from smoking one inside. They thought it was a cigarette.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's how realistic they are. With the
smoking in the
taste, the
theater.
feel, and the look.
Going to the theater?
Yeah. He was smoking in the theater, and the guy came over and said, you can't smoke in here. And he said, well, no, it's an Enjoy.
They're also the ones that bring in the flavor experts to make sure that
it tastes like a cigarette.
Yeah, because you get the real tobacco taste and the menthol flavors. So they have that taken care of. It's Enjoy cigarettes. Look for them in the convenient flip-top pack, the most authentic electronic cigarette on the market.
You get the flip-tops?
Yeah, I love the flip tops. That's my jam.
And you can get them in the singles or
it comes in a cigarette pack?
Yeah, it's like a pack.
Yeah. Do you just take one out and the rest are fake, or?
Yeah, you get the pack. You get the best deal is the 5-pack.
Okay.
So that has the flip top pack, and then you can also get them in singles too.
So there's 5 cigarettes in it.
Yep.
That's great.
Well, they're Enjoys. They're not considered cigarettes.
No, they're the Enjoy e-cigarettes.
E-cigarette.
So you can tell your friends about it. The only electronic cigarette we're switching to, the Enjoy King. Real look, real feel, real flavor.
I'm going to tell my friend about it.
Tell him.
It's an Enjoy cigarette, and it's really good. You might like one.
Really?
Yeah, it's real joy, real flavor. What's the other part?
Real look.
Real look. It's got a real look.
If I didn't smoke, but I wanted to start, it'd be the way to go.
It would be the way to go.
Sweet.
Because you're not
you
gonna.
could do it that way.
Yeah.
You don't get all the bad stuff. You just
Yeah.
get the good stuff
Yeah.
of cigarettes.
Just the vapor.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. That's why I tell my kids. I go, if you want to look cool and hang out,
You have
do
kids?
this. Yeah.
How many kids?
2, 3, and 5. There's some perfect age, and I go out, enjoy yourself. But now they're saying they don't want little kids to have it, right?
No, no, they
Okay.
don't. No.
Yeah,
Enjoy
even
is
Enjoy.
I got
for
4
adults.
kids. I got
How old
those
are
are
your
4
kids?
customers. 7, 5, and 3.
7, 5, and 3. So that's almost perfect.
Yeah. You get twins.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then the first ones are really Irish twins.
Yeah. Yeah.
7, 5, and 3. That's only 3 kids.
The twin
Twins.
girls. At
Oh,
3.
twin.
Yeah.
Oh, they're girls?
yeah.
I don't know why I thought you had all boys.
No, God really blessed me with
Twins.
Why do you seem like you're disappointed in your life? You have a nice life.
I'm just there. I find it extremely challenging.
Oh, yeah? Is it hard?
Yeah. I find it hard.
Is
Maybe
it hard
other
to
people-
love them for you? No. Robert was just saying that the smartest people are only children, and 6 of the 7 Mercury astronauts were all just only children.
So you're saying
Because
my kids are kind of screwed.
So the
already.
best of the best.
Yeah.
The best of the best are only children.
It's
6
not
of
like
them.
your kids will grow up to make toenail bets.
No.
One of them is going to
Lord,
be.
I hope not.
One of them will be good, and the rest will be uncomfortable.
Right.
Like have
They'll
insecurities.
run for it.
Yeah. Well, it might be the twins, so maybe 2 of them. You might luck out. They might be the good ones.
Yeah.
Is it hard? Do you like one? Can I ask you a question? Do you like one more than the other?
No.
You got to. You got to.
You like them all the same exact.
No, there's different things.
Do you think one twin is better than the other twin?
No, they break my chops like all the time. They're just unrelenting and being demanding. I'm unbelievably challenged by parents of them, and I think I went to Catholic school, so there's only like 4 girls in the class, all boys Catholic high school. I have no experience with being like friends with girls or no one.
So there's not one that you late at, not now on radio, but like late at night. That little. I love Kathy, but Jessica's an ass.
Yeah.
No, I think they can all be pains in the ass.
Okay.
I really do.
So there's some,
And they're really great too.
and they
They're really
change
great.
up. So it changes.
At certain times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Certain times they're good.
Yeah.
All right.
That's really tough when there's 4.
4 is a tough number.
Yeah.
You know.
One, I have 1, and it's like I couldn't imagine having 3 more.
I used to say to people that had 1, I used to be like when they had 1, I'd be like, I'm like, that's kind of like having a goldfish. And my wife told me,
Just want
"Stop
my
doing
kid
that
a
at parties."
goldfish?
Nah, see, that's what I mean.
But
That's
when
why-
you're drunk, you're just you got no timing.
Now I'm nervous that my kid's drowning somewhere.
That's scary. That's fucking
3
scary.
and 5, huh?
Yeah. When I lived in Florida, when you bring up about kids drowning, I lived in Florida. Everybody had pools, and kids would fucking drown and had a pool, and I would be constantly fucking worried about it because I didn't want a kid in there. And I ended up with 3 fences around this fucking pool. I had my outside fence, then there was an inside fence, then I went out and bought a fucking fence that just went around the pool. It was like so unfun. I had gotten it down. It was seriously like going to meet your uncle in lockup. Like I had to go through each thing. But I couldn't, every time I would read the paper, another kid would fucking drown down there. They just drowned in Florida.
Yeah.
What do you think is the age that you would leave that you'd leave a kid alone at home? What do you think's a good age?
That's it fucking, because that has changed since I was a kid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, you could be pretty little. Like my chick used to babysit her little sister when she was like 10. You know what I mean? Like 8 or 10. Now you wouldn't even leave somebody who was 8 to 10 years old home alone.
I remember making tea in second grade for myself alone in the house.
Yeah, so you use the stove. You got the
I was literally making tea and I caught my onesie because that was on fire because I lit the wrong burner and I just put it out, but nobody was home.
Nobody was there, and they could have came home and a baby is burned up
in a onesie. Yeah.
Why? What do you think the right age is?
I don't know. I've left the 3-year-old home alone for a short period already, and my wife freaked out.
You'll go to fucking jail for that, dude.
Well, now
you'll go to jail.
You will go to jail. It was a short period.
I don't care how long. I bet if you went out and got the mail and came back in, the fucking cops would arrest you.
Well, you know, in Jersey, you can't leave them in the car anymore.
No.
You cannot, not even to run in the store.
You can't leave a kid in the car.
That's a good thing, though, that you can't do that.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? Take them into a bar with you if you got to pick something up? My grandfather always used to leave us sitting. He said, I have to go talk to a guy. And we'd all just be sitting in the fucking car in the tap room parking lot. And no one thought, like, my mom was like, yeah, it took you a long time to get down here. Did he make his stops? It didn't even dawn on her that was, maybe on the way to the shore, he should just drive straight there. But, you can't leave in a car or in the house. I wouldn't even leave a kid at school. No, it's so dangerous. So you leave a 3-year-old alone in the house.
It was a different circumstance.
Where'd you go?
I had to walk.
Crack?
I had to walk, and I had to pick a kid up at school really fast. I had to pick up another kid at school.
So you left the block? Like you weren't even on the same block as the kid?
What if you got in a fucking car accident?
Oh my God!
What's going to happen to that kid?
Yeah, the kid's knocking. Now you don't come home because you're in the hospital.
You're knocked out.
You're in the hospital. Nobody's home. Now he's home for hours by himself,
making tea, fucking going crazy in there.
That's crazy. That you really don't think of that though. When you leave for a second, that what if something happens and then you're not around and you're knocked out, and for hours he's home alone.
Yeah, I don't think about that.
How you kids doing in school? They all right?
Yeah.
My niece, my sister-in-law just found this out. She went in to talk to him in school, and they're like, she's doing really bad in school. She's like 7 or 8. She's doing really bad in math, and she doesn't give a fuck. Like, she makes jokes about it with the other kid, and she's gaining a reputation. And they had no idea, because she'll go home and say, no, I'm crushing it. Everything's great.
Sure.
Teacher loves me. And just these long, elaborate, great fucking lies. Like, I'm up for a couple awards. Don't worry about me. You know what I mean? And they go, we don't know what to do with her, because it's one thing that she's not doing well, but the other thing that she's like, hey, look at this, I got a fucking 61. I mean, what do you, like, that's at least confidence, you know what I mean? You don't know, maybe that's a good thing that she rolls with it, but I think it's so fucking funny.
Yeah, because it's the niece and not your own kid. My kid
when it's your own kid, you're like, I'll fucking burn you.
Well, one is my mom. Yeah, exactly.
With tea.
My 5-year-old comes home the other day with this story of how he got his brother's homework. I went down. My buddy came with me. I went in the classroom. I got his homework for him. I raised and I'm like, really? And then I was going through stuff, and I'm like, something doesn't add up. So we emailed his teacher, and it was like he had this whole elaborate thing that involved his friends, the other teachers, high fives in the hallway.
But that might be great. Might be that he's going to learn how to organize things.
Yeah, maybe.
I told my parents once when I was little, I said, I saved the kid from choking. I just went home and told this fucking great lie. I guess I'm like a hero or something.
What
I don't
a
know.
nightmare, though, that for a kid now that you have 24-hour contact with the teacher.
Yeah.
You could shoot out an email or text them.
Yeah, but even beyond that, you could always call before. Our parents didn't. You know what I mean? Our parents just said, I'm going to come in for that twice-a-year teachers meeting. They could have checked up. They never did.
Well, we got a few stories, like he won this race at school, and he was the only one who's worked with, like, the 5th story in 4 months into school, we finally sent an email, like, hey, just checking it out. We think he's doing well, but is any of this stuff true? No.
But what about this? I just saw this story. Some little girl, she's 19, she's in Penn, right? She's at UPenn, her parents are fucking proud. She gets some bad grades. It's so crushing, she jumps off a fucking building. You don't want your kid to be like that.
No.
You don't fucking want your kid to care when they get a B that life isn't worth living. So you got to be careful about how much you push, too.
What if it's an E, though? What if she really failed this? She got a real bad grade to jump, right?
I don't know how bad it was. You know what I mean? I don't know.
She didn't jump off of a B.
Even if it was, those Korean kids will. Those Korean kids will get a fucking B and run into a train. They're just like, I brought shame on my ancestors. They can't fucking put up with it. You know?
Well, my mother raised 5 of us, and she said to me, the most important thing is have your kid be confident. Have them be confident. Because my siblings did varying degrees in academia and participated and were, didn't do well, did well. That's what she said.
What does confidence do, though?
But wouldn't you want your...
I think confidence, you can withstand a B or an E.
But what about this? What do you really want to get from life anyway? You want to get contentment and happiness. And yet we don't have any fucking classes in that. Robert was just saying his life is, he's just suddenly getting some things back in his life because he got out of some stressful situations. But what do we do when we try to achieve things? We get into more stressful situations. You know?
Yeah. For the pull to have that achievement, whatever high that is.
Yeah, but maybe that isn't high. Maybe what we're really after is the content feeling. Maybe we shouldn't even bother on what it takes for you to think that you got it. You know? Look at you. You had to write a book.
Yeah.
You had to sit there and write a fucking book just to feel like a human being.
And then it goes away.
And then it's done.
And then it's gone. No, you're right. I mean, I think being present to what you have and appreciating that is obviously the key, but I think that is...
Do we teach kids that, though?
Well, no, we don't,
We don't
Absolutely
teach,
not, we don't teach
We don't
them.
teach kids. Just sit around and feel good about yourself. You're alive. You're alive. What more do you fucking want? There's a lot of great achievers that are dead right now.
And they all, the kid is in school from the second he can go until he's 20.
Right.
And then they go to college 24, right?
Yeah.
So, his whole life or her whole life, they're in school trying to learn, 4 things? Right?
Yeah.
Is it English, math, science? What's the other one? They don't teach they don't teach anything on being. I know what you're saying. There's nothing about just being happy. You don't have to be a fucking millionaire, or you don't have to be the next motherfucker unless you're an only child.
There's a lot of guys with big fucking houses that are unhappy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Of course, it doesn't dictate that. But and you're right. There's no courses on that. There's no courses when you pay parents pay a ton of money for these elite schools. There's no courses on how to interact with people even when you leave that school.
But even look at us. We're sitting around discussing whether fucking Brady is a winner or a loser. It's insane. You know what I mean? This fucking guy's a winner anyway. You look at it, his life is in the 0.01%. It's because some motherfucker threw a pass against him, or don't act like, well, I'm sorry, he really can't be considered one of... Stop it.
Especially him. He's got
his backup is a winner.
He's got,
as opposed to this room.
Yeah. And everyone he went to school with.
Yeah.
And everyone sitting in the stands judging him. I don't know. I think you're too hard on your fucking kids. You leave them alone. There's always booze out.
You leave booze out?
It's above. It's on the shelves. They can't. They have to use they have to climb to get it.
Did you really leave your kid alone?
Yes.
I'm wondering that.
What's your wife say to you?
She freaked out.
Really?
Oh,
What'd she say?
She's like, how can you do that? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I put her on the couch with the remote.
You left a 3-year-old?
Oh, my God.
I thought maybe she was having nap time, and you didn't want to wake her up.
She
so
had just woken up, so
though.
she was still...
What if you do wake up and no one's in the fucking house?
That's a freak time.
Yeah, then you think someone came in and stole your family. Or maybe you never had a family. You just dreamt it.
It was like the Matrix.
Yeah, your fucking head is gone now.
Baby Matrix.
When you came back in, was she cool or was she crying?
She was fine.
What was she doing? The same thing when you left?
Watching...
She wasn't in a different room?
Yeah. Nah, she was fine.
Wow.
Jason in Portland, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Good afternoon, fellas. I've heard a few times over the last week or two, you guys mentioned some bullshit story about Seattle piping in noise to the stadium, and it's just not true. If you go online and research it, you'll see that people like the Redskins and other teams have been caught for it. You won't find shit about Seattle doing that. It's 100% wrong.
Well, I will only tell you this. I've only heard it on the street. I don't have any concrete information.
I actually hired somebody to investigate.
You're in Portland and you're a Seahawks fan?
Well, I live in Southwest Washington, which is just, if there wasn't a river between the two states, it'd be part of Portland. It's like one big city.
Okay.
I grew up a Seahawks fan out here, basically.
And you're saying, yes, that is 100% as loud as they say without cheating.
I've been there many times. It is 100% loud as well. There is no proof of any noise, and you won't find a single article.
Now, I was at a fucking Braves game during the playoffs, and they piped in the, and then the people started doing it. And I just fucking yelled out, you're a bunch of fucking idiots here. I can't believe it.
Dion brought that.
Did he?
Florida
From
State.
Florida State?
Yeah, that's he brought that to Tomahawk.
Do you scream that out? Did you hear that through the PA when?
Yeah, it came out. Somebody, what was that again, sir? It was like fucking. It was like the old Phil Donahue show.
Robert Kelly in Madison, Wisconsin next weekend, starting Thursday, February 6th at Comedy Club on State. Then in Atlanta at the Atlanta Improv, February 13th through the 15th, at Robert Kelly on Twitter, and his podcast, You Know What, Dude, on Riotcast.
He's really working on it. He's really working on it.
It's so much better. That was
good.
a great one.
And JerryBarca.com for Unbeatable, his book about the undefeated Notre Dame season.
And Fez, you refuse to plug us all day, but we're giving away a football signed by one of the people whose teams should have won.
Kurt Warner. Three-time Super Bowl quarterback Kurt Warner. We had the football. First interception during the Super Bowl. Tweet #Bonsai. #Bonsai. First one to tweet that at Ron and Fez. SXM wins the Kurt Warner ball.
Boom. That's going to be nice. It's going to be sweet. Maybe no picks.
Maybe no picks. That would be something.
Yeah, that means I'll keep the ball. And I'll give it to the 3-year-old who was left alone and say, this is for a little hero.
Make it feel better.
Child services will be at my house.
Robert Kelly, thank you so much for coming in, my friend.
Thanks, man. I'm really glad to finally make it on with you guys.
This is everything I wanted it to be. Seriously.
You're great, man. You guys are so funny.
Well, we'll do this again whenever you want. You
Thanks,
just tell us.
I appreciate it, brother.
We're out. We're off tomorrow, and Chelsea Handler is going to be live out at Radio Row, and Johnny Mac has put together a kind of a Super Bowl comedy thing. It's all going to be great. So we'll see you guys on Monday, but be here tomorrow for Chelsea Handler. Take care, everybody. That's the end of my show.
Satellite of love.